Are we live now? I think so. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. How are you? I don't know. I think I have to check. Give me a second. I want to log on just to make sure that I'm getting all of your questions. So just give me a second. So just give me a second. All right. Okay, great. I'm live, Angie. Hi. Hi, guys. Okay, it's really good to be back with you. We took a little, okay, give me a second. I just want to make sure I'm here. Okay. All right. So good to see you. We did take a little hiatus from our Facebook lives because of logistic reasons. But I wanted to go online today to let you know that we are restarting, and the dynamic is going to change a little bit. So I'm going to be doing these twice a week instead of once a week like we were on Tuesdays. We'll be doing them now on Mondays and Thursdays. And I will be doing them on my own for the most part because, as most of you know, Sheila is swamped with all of the new EOC patients. So that is really good because that means that the EOC family is growing, and that's wonderful. And we all know that Sheila's on top of everything. So this is going to be a little bit complicated for us to do it together. So I'll be doing them alone for the most part. Some weeks I will have some surprise guests with the idea of adding to your education, to adding to all of your resources and helping you have a successful journey. That is the whole idea of these Facebook Lives, so that you can have videos that you can go back to for information. So we started out with food. So for anybody here that is new, I am Dr. Carmen Calleja. I am a bariatric physician, and I have been working with surgery works Can you hear me now? I don't know what happened. I was on mute, but I don't know why. Okay. All right, so I'll repeat what I just said. All right, so what I was saying, I'm sorry, I didn't notice my mute button was on. So what I was saying is that the main idea of doing these lives is to get as many resources as we can for education so that you can have a successful journey. And the more you know about your surgery, the more you know about your food, the more you know about how your body works, how your surgery works, how food works, the better decisions you will make. So obesity we always have this idea around obesity that the only treatment is weight loss, or losing pounds is the only way that we can determine if there's success or not. But really, when we have this diet mentality, or this idea that food is just numbers and food is just calories and food is just carbs and all health is just numbers, then we don't look into other things. I mean, it's important that we have all information so that our decisions in what we eat and what we do come from the inside and don't come from an instruction from what the doctor said or from what a nutritionist said. So that's why we want to have all these resources for you. And I'm sorry that the mute button was on, but I don't even know when I stopped talking or when you stopped listening to me. But if I'm repeating something, I'm sorry. I'll say it again. I wanted to say that we will have our classes on Mondays and Thursdays instead of having them on Tuesdays. So Mondays and Thursdays, we will have them 5 p.m. Pacific time. And also, I'll be here with you. So I'll be doing them mainly. Sheila is going to be in some of them, but she probably won't be able to be in all of them. She's got tons of work too. And in some cases, I'll be having some surprise guests. So everything with the idea of just creating new resources for you and educational videos so that you can go back to them. So if you haven't, if you're new to the group, if you haven't seen the lives before, everything is recorded and it's on the YouTube channel. So on the YouTube channel, we already have classes on the post-op diet. So the same class that you have here when we meet at the Welcome Center is already on the YouTube channel. So if you want to look at it, if you haven't had your surgery, you might want to look at it. And then when you come back, you'll see it again. And then you can come with more specific questions, which is good. Also, we had some classes on plant-based eating. So what we do, or what I'm doing here, is bariatric lifestyle education. And one of the main parts of this is educating ourselves in a plant-based lifestyle. This doesn't mean that we are excluding animals from our diet. This means mainly that we are trying to get most of our nutrition from plants. So in the videos that we have on the YouTube channel, we've already covered fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. We do have some recipes for smoothies. We talked about the post-op diet. We talked about what else? Vitamin deficiencies, nutritional deficiencies. That is a big topic. So we'll be covering that again. Next Monday, we'll be talking about, so we talked about nutrition from our food. Now we're going to talk about pleasure from our food, which is really important too. So sugar, salt, and fat is mainly what gives food our taste. This is what gives us pleasure in the food. So we're going to talk about sugar or sweetness in our class on Monday. And so if you have any questions about that, start jotting them down so that I can answer them. You can come with, and we can have more of a discussion instead of just like a class, which is good. And So let's see. These lives, like I said, I'll be doing them on Mondays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So this is a good opportunity that if you have any questions for me to log on and that we can discuss them, because I've seen on my, like, I'll look at my spam folder on my emails, and then all of a sudden I'll see some emails there that are old, or in my Facebook Messenger, which I never go on that, and I've seen that you guys have some questions there. So I'll get to those eventually, but it's hard for me to keep up if I'm receiving messages from in different areas. So it's better like if we log on here and you ask your question directly and we can talk about it. And also if you can't log on in our Facebook Live, just on the group, right? Tag me on the Facebook group and ask your question, and I will definitely cover it in my next Facebook Live, and then it'll be recorded on the YouTube page. So let me see. Let me go back to some of the questions that I've seen. So Leslie says, I'm not having much weight loss, really hoping your Zoom helps get my tool working for me. I'm 13 weeks out. Okay, so weight loss plateau can be an issue. Weight regain can be an issue. One of the main reasons is that we sometimes focus too much on weight and not so much on body composition. So it is important that we know what body composition is. When we finish our section on food, we'll go on to body composition next. And we talk about it a little bit here briefly in our classes in the Welcome Center. So it's mainly focusing more on muscle gain and fat loss instead of total weight loss. So we have this idea that, again, I just said that obesity is just losing weight. So it's not just losing weight, it's having a healthier life, it's making healthier decisions, and it's also having a better body composition. And if we have a better body composition, it's a lot harder to regain weight. And so that could be one of the main reasons. Other reasons there can be weight regain or weight loss plateau can be the environment. Our environment can be one. There can be metabolic reasons. There can be behavioral reasons. There can be other issues that we will definitely address when we see a class on weight regain. I think that's a topic that we should definitely cover soon. So if you have any specific questions, Leslie, just let me know. And let me see, no sound. I know, sorry about the no sound. I talked a lot. I don't know what you heard and what you didn't. Really hope they come on again. Was looking forward to hear. Great. Yes, I was looking forward to this too. Thank you. And thank you, Sheila, for letting me have access to your Zoom. And okay, let me see if there are any more questions. Okay, all right. Okay, so I don't think there are any more questions now. I don't know if anybody has anything to say or any comments, or if Sheila's in here, wants to say something. This was just really kind of I wanted to get on here and tell you guys that we haven't forgotten you, definitely. We just were kind of rearranging our schedules around to make this work and to make something a little bit more professional, a little bit more our class is also a little bit more organized. So we'll be having the schedule on of the specific topics so that you know. I know that sometimes it's hard to go live, and there might be some classes that you really want to go live, that you want to see live, and others that you can wait for the video to come on. So we'll be posting on by the end of the week, we'll be posting what the next week's classes are going to be about. So next week, we will be talking about sweets. So sweets is a big issue. We get asked a lot of questions about what can we use to sweeten food. So there's caloric sweeteners, there's artificial sweeteners, there's alcohol sugars, there's natural sweeteners. So all of this is like there's a lot of questions around, there's a lot of myths around too, around that topic too. The idea of having all of these artificial sweeteners that are non-caloric being good for our health, but we've been realizing that they're not so good for our health. So I want to cover this topic specifically on Monday so that you can make your own decisions as far as to what you want to use to sweeten your food. And then we'll go on from there. Well, the Thursday after that, we'll be talking about fats. Fats and cooking oils is something that a lot of people have questions about too. What kind of oils should I cook with? Should I use butter or ghee or olive oil or vegetable oil, or what kind, or vegetable spreads, or what is better? So we'll be talking about that too. And if you haven't been able to log on to our other classes, or if you're new here, I do recommend that you go to the YouTube channel, check out all of the classes that we already have. There's a lot of really good information, a lot of useful information. Even if you haven't had your surgery yet, it's important. It's information for everyone. Even if you don't have surgery, if you're a family member of somebody that has surgery and is just looking for better health advice, it's information that is good for everyone. So I do suggest that you go on and take a look at those. And let me see, would love more details on the apples and pears kit. Okay, when to start with what after surgery. Okay, actually we're doing a TikTok live on Saturday to talk about specifically about the supplements. So we do have our kit here at the Welcome Center, which is a protein formula, a collagen formula, a whey protein isolate, and probiotics. So beginning the first week, the collagen formula is a really good option for staying well hydrated. The collagen formula has electrolytes. So sometimes we go to all of these sports drinks for electrolytes, but they're also really high in added sugars or sweeteners or colors or stuff that is not adequate for a just electrolytes. So here with the collagen formula, it has vitamins, minerals, collagen, biotin, resveratrol, hyaluronic acid, and electrolytes. So it's kind of like a sports drink with a multivitamin, with something that is going to support your tissue repair. So as you know, immediately after surgery, what's most important are two things: hydration and tissue repair. So this formula is really good for that. What is suggested in the label, it says 2 scoops in water. It could be 300 milliliters to 5. It depends on how dissolved you want it in water. So the amount of water is really not that important. The amount of scoops that you use is. So it's at least 2 scoops. I use it myself, so my hair, my skin, my nails are healthy. I use 3 scoops. And sometimes I use 2 scoops and take it twice a day. So it's not going to be excessive, but it is something that I see that works better if I use a little bit more than just a 2 scoops. So you might want to do a little bit more than that. But 2 scoops is the lower limit of the dosage. And then the protein formula, which is the Protein Plus, we have that in 2 flavors. That has vitamins. It also has a multivitamins, minerals. It has probiotics and digestive enzymes, and the sweetness is very low, so it's very tolerable, and it is a good option. So if you want a snack or something, or or it can substitute a meal if you use fruit and nuts. It could be used as a meal substitute. So if you blend it in with fruits and nuts, or if you are coming out of the gym, or if you are just rushing out of the house and don't have time to prepare something for breakfast, you can take it with you in a shaker. Just use water, maybe a little bit of milk. and then have a fruit later and some nuts later. And then you have, protein or fruits, you have some fat. And that's a good option for a meal because it's complete. It has vitamins, minerals, and protein. And also the digestive enzymes help you digest it better. A lot of whey supplements sometimes are a little bit difficult on or tough on patients that are in the post-op. So this is very tolerable. The sweetness also is very low because some of you I know that can't tolerate foods that are too sweet. So, and flavors they're pretty good. They're pretty delicious. And it can be blended. So on Saturday, I'm doing a TikTok live with Kayla to talk about how to use those specifically. You might want to log on, but we can also do a Facebook live when we finish with the food section. And then we have the whey protein isolate. The whey protein isolate is the whey protein isolate is pure whey protein. It's this one. I have it here with me. So it's pure whey protein. It has no flavors, no vitamins, no minerals, nothing. It's just the protein. And you could add it to smoothies or you can add it to soups. What I recommend is that you add 1 scoop and whisk it in. If you're going to use it in a smoothie or in a soup, whisk it in instead of blending it in because it can be very frothy because it's light. It's a lot lighter than the protein formula. The protein formula is a little bit heavier because it has all of these other nutrients too. This is just pure whey protein and it's light and it can get like really frothy. So if you want to whisk it in, it's going to be better. So you don't have like all of these bubbles in your food. And then we have the probiotics. The probiotics, you can start taking those immediately if you can tolerate a capsule. And if you don't want to, if you don't want to swallow it, you can just open it up and you can use those immediately. You can put it in your collagen or you can put it in it. They don't taste like anything. You can put it in any kind of liquid that you want to. And this is a specific strain that helps you absorb protein better. So it is really good to use with your whey protein isolate too. And basically that's it. So the collagen formula, like I said, you can start the first week after surgery and you can take it daily, once or twice daily. You can take 2 or 3 scoops per mix. And the protein formula and the whey protein isolate, you can alternate them. So what I would do is just try to get in about 40 grams of protein through a supplement a day. Because if you are eating healthy, and if you could go back to our classes on the YouTube channel where we talk about the protein that you can get from legumes and whole grains and nuts and seeds. And if we're having a combination of these, we should be getting, some adequate amount of protein. And then we just add the protein supplement to this. And so getting around 40 grams of protein through a supplement. So that can either be through the protein formula or with the whey protein isolate. And the probiotics, you can use them just immediately. I hope that answered your question. And let me see, Jonah Kramer says, I have a question. Is it normal to have stomach pains like cramps? No, no, it is not. I suggest that you do normal to have stomach pains like cramps. I'm at 8 months out. No, I mean, cramps can be due to lots of stuff. I do suggest that you contact your doctor or nurse or somebody that can help you with that specific question so that they can do a much more extensive questionnaire about what is happening here. So cramps are not normal. Fever is not normal. Like irregular or abdominal pain is not normal. We can sometimes have a little bit of cramping if something that we ate wasn't really agreeing with us. So that can be not normal, but it's pretty common. But if it's constant, I do suggest that you contact somebody that can help you with this and have a more detailed explanation. Let me see. When I eat, the pains go away. Oh, okay. When I eat, the pains go away. I want to make sure this is normal. Well, no, it's not normal. I do suggest that you contact Cindy or your doctor back home so that they can make a more extensive questionnaire and see what's going on. I wouldn't want to give any medical advice through here. I like a glass of wine once in a while. Can I still enjoy this after my surgery? Yes, you can if it's alcohol once in a while. We just have to make sure, or you have to know that your absorption is going to be a lot faster. So if you are, whether you're having a sleeve or a gastric bypass, your tolerance to alcohol is going to be a lot less. So two things are important. You will get a buzz with less alcohol than you had before. And also your blood volume, your alcohol blood volume, or the alcohol in your blood is going to be higher. So if you drive, you can get a DUI with a less amount of alcohol than you had before. So you do have to watch out for that. Also, so alcohol shouldn't be a problem. It's just, you have to know that your tolerance is going to be a lot less than it was before your surgery. But it's also important that if you had a problem with alcohol previously, or even a problem with addictions before the surgery, after the surgery, it can, or what we've seen is that around 2 years after surgery, it can get worse. So if you haven't treated this, I don't want to say a problem, but maybe this lack of control in alcohol, if you haven't addressed it before your surgery, I do suggest that you do that, even if it's like moderate to high. I suggest that you address it because it can become a problem years after surgery. So alcohol itself should not be, I mean, a glass of wine occasionally should not be a problem. But there are some issues with addictions that we need to look out for. And just the fact that it's going to be absorbed a lot faster and easier, you should also you should know that. And let me see. But I mean, if addiction has never been a problem, you can definitely enjoy a glass of wine every once in a while. And let me see, does marijuana affect surgery or after? The thing with cannabis consumption is that it is smoked. So if you smoke marijuana, it can be the same risk as smoking tobacco because it's smoke, and you don't want to have that in your body after surgery because it does affect your tissue repair and a lot of circulation and a lot of things that smoking does. So it's the smoking part that is not good. Also, well, we also know that some strains of cannabis can have, you can have a bigger appetite. So if you are a regular cannabis user, what I recommend is that you change the way that you administer until you're completely recovered from surgery, maybe until 8 weeks after the surgery, you can start smoking it. Before that, either patches or, but I don't know if you want all the sugar from the edibles either. So patches or the vaporizers can also be I don't want to say healthier because it's not healthier, but not such a not so bad for your surgery option. And also it's the smoke, mainly the munchies that you can get from cannabis, and also what else? That I think that's it. And and I think this should also be a topic. There's a lot of questions around cannabis use after bariatric surgery, and And it's also something that we need to talk about more, because a lot of people lie about their use, thinking that it's something that we judge here as doctors. And I think we need to be a lot more open about it so that we can know more about it, and we can learn from you too, to know what your experience is from using it. So yeah, I mean, if you are using it for medicinal purposes and for pain issues or insomnia, then I suggest that you switch to patches or some other form that is not smoking. If it's for recreational use, I mean, it can wait. It can wait. I suggest you wait. And let me see. What else? There's a lot of people watching. That's great. Thank you. So we'll have the flyers out by the end of the week so that you'll know what the topics are specifically. And then you can come on with all of your questions. Is it normal to have gas all the time? 11 months. No, digestive issues like these, cramping, gas, are not normal. It's common, yes, but it's not normal. So again, I suggest that you talk to a nurse or your doctor or somebody that can give you specific medical advice. This live, I don't really want to give medical advice. It's more of a lifestyle educational session. So, I mean, I do suggest that you talk to somebody that can ask further and get more information from you to see where this is coming from, so that you can have so that it's uncomfortable. I know, so it won't be happening to you. I'm sorry. I just don't want to give any kind of medical advice through this live session. And Rosalina Topete, cambiando tantas vidas, bendiciones siempre. Oh, this is for Dr. Ortiz. So happy to see you do your surgeries so easily and changing lives. This is for Dr. Ortiz. He's a wonderful man. I'm very proud too. Thank you. I appreciate this holiday or special occasion glass. Yes, that's wonderful. Yeah. Yes, of course. And the whole idea of the surgery or of having these sessions too is that you can enjoy life. And after bariatric surgery, we need to take, we need to get rid of that idea that being healthy has to be hard, and being healthy has to be something that we need to suffer through. It has to be easy. It has to be attainable. It has to be cheap. It has to be delicious. It has to be something that we enjoy. Health should be something that we enjoy. Food, movement, exercise, even cannabis. All of this is just a part of having a normal life, because that is what we're looking at. So we want to have a happier life, a healthier life. We don't want to go through all of these things that probably a lot of you went through before, that it was just, we had that idea that to be healthy, we had to suffer through diets and be hours at the gym until we're in pain. And, you know, it's not like that. It has to be part of our lives because we enjoy it. So that's the whole idea of this. And let me see, I'll be there August 25 for Dr. Ortiz. I am excited to meet him daily. Yay, congratulations. We'll get to meet you here, and you're going to do great, and you'll love it here. And welcome to the family. It's a wonderful place. Samantha says, is there anything I can drink, eat that will knock out this indigestion? I have 2 weeks post-op gastric bypass, and I have never experienced anything like this in my life. Oh, indigestion, is it like, if it's reflux or heartburn, then I'm sure that you had some meds that went with your in your prescription. So yeah, again, I suggest that you talk to your doctor about this. What should I expect to eat before and after? I'm just starting my research. Okay, Crystal. Well, there's I know that there's a video on the pre-op diet. So on the pre-op diet, or mainly what I recommend pre and post-op, is you eliminate all of the ultra processed products that are not really nourishing you, that you switch to whole foods. I like to work with a plant-based eating pattern. And if you want to look at specifics about your post-op diet, there is a class on the YouTube channel. So Crystal, I suggest that you go to the YouTube channel, Elias Ortiz and Company, and look at the class that says post-op diet. And we talk about it there, and I do give some recipes, and we will have some more resources for you. And in the pre-op diet, I know that they have it also on the website. So there's the resources are there for you. And thank you. I've sent so many people before I've gotten to go get it. Everyone says the same. The staff in Tijuana is beyond kind. Yes, I know. It is a great place. And we always just want you guys to leave with all the information, to have resources so that you can work through this on your own. I mean, we're always here, but you don't want to be receiving instructions constantly. You want to make your own decisions. So that's the whole idea of this. All right. So, okay, I think that's it. So I don't know if anybody else has any questions or comments or any concerns. And I'm sorry if this big chunk was muted. I don't know if I didn't want to repeat myself a lot, but I said a whole bunch of stuff. And I didn't want to go back and say it again. All right, guys. Thank you so much for logging on. Thank you so much for asking questions. And well, I'll see you on Monday. Like I said, we'll be talking about sweets, how to sweeten your food, the different types of sugars, the different types of sweeteners. So if you have any specific questions, or if you want to join in on the conversation, log on. And I'll see you here at 5 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. Thank you, guys. Bye.